them together and present them as a truth. Now, let's review this. He said, in America, he met Nigerians who are doing 3-4 jobs. Nigeria, or in America, there is no free or cheap education. So you're going to pay student loan for 30 years. Okay. Now, you see, like I said, every system can have their own K-leg. But here is what Nigerians have been able to make for themselves. It is right that the demography of the highly educated sort of like group, in America, they point Nigerians. True. Also, one of the most successful sort of nationalities in America, they also kind of put Nigerians, in the top 5 or so, right? But these are Nigerians, right? Who like family, family-oriented, this and that, always believe that when you see one Nigerian, you are likely seeing somebody who is a father or mother of many nations. We are talking about an attaché that he or she is responsible for. But within that same system, right? The same Nigerians, okay? Because the system allowed it. The system allowed them to actually earn legitimately where the value for their labor, right, is instantly and very valuable. Enough that they could put their children, put themselves through school. Now, that's a system in America. So you put yourself through school. You put your children through school. You get some good grade enough that, some qualifications that can earn you a certain level, a certain place in the society. Something that the American system already created for you. Something that your own country, the system that doesn't exist in your own country. In reality. Now, America gave you all of that with other responsibility attached to, because when you ask those who are doing 2-3 jobs, they are not doing it because they are paying back a loan. They're doing it because they are Nigerians who have more than what you see physically as their responsibility. And as the country deteriorates, it becomes more and more a bigger burden. We call it a black tax. So doing 2-3 jobs abroad, right? It's not as if to say, oh, they are doing it simply because they are forced to do it, right? But in Nigeria, Nigerians are doing 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 jobs. You will see people who are doing, number one, they are secretary in one office, right? The same demo, they are working as a POS agent. Yeah, on the side. Then they are also working as some of them will be working as a delivery driver here and there. Some will be working as a cleaners, off hour, right? To earn money. Some of them on the side, they are also doing small trade. You want to buy something, you want to buy something. In all of it, it still becomes so difficult that the value of their labor has become so shrunk by the criminals in government that those who have jobs are walking about like wretched, jobless, and poor people. This is the reality. You cannot be doing 2-3 jobs like this man is saying. It's either they are making you to build a house in Nigeria, your project, or from your family or what have you, you are indeed, right, their own subsidy. So it varies. So, and where we have, and also again, what you do abroad, like in Nigeria, where you have people, for example, like you have bankers. Somebody is working as a banker in Nigeria because he studied accounting, banking and accounting, whatever, right? Or economics, whatever. But he's working in the bank. Then somebody is also working in the bank abroad who also did banking and finance, whatever. But somehow, when they pay the one that live abroad, he is able, to some extent, to pay if he has student loan. He is able to pay the student loan. He is able to get himself a very comfortable accommodation in a very safe place. You know, it's like blue collar. You get what I mean? He's likely going to have his own personal car financed, of course. Yeah, because he's got a job. Now, he will be able to, from that one, he will still be able to be paying school fees of God knows, sisters, brothers, extended family members, medical bills, house rent, or even if they need to build a house for their mom or dad back in Nigeria. From that same job, somebody is a banker in Nigeria and they are telling you, I mean, it's obvious the only place or the only way you can actually make money is by stealing a depositor's fund. You know that. The rest of them are, they will tell you, there's a guy, he's been a banker for 16 years, he said, and he's got nothing to show for it. This is somebody's story.
My 16th year of working in a commercial bank. I'm not too happy because it's like I've been used for the past 16 years, doing my work diligently. Look at the time now. I'm leaving for work as usual. It's as if I'm being used for the past 16 years. And it's like there's nothing to show for it. If not for that, in your jar, I may not even be up to anything. But thank God, pay your jar. You just your jar. Or they can achieve your. So if your child wants to work in a commercial bank, although some people are making it big in the commercial sector, no doubt. But those are the who knows who now, you understand? But if you are from a home that is actually nothing, you met nothing at all. Commercial bank for Nigeria is not for the weak, especially if you are a junior staff or more. You go suffer, they go suck you like orange, they go suck you dry, and they will throw you away. But me, I'm still here. But I know that as today is the 16th year that I spent in the bank, God will show me favor. I'm pretty sure of that. If you help me see work, I'm ready. I want to work elsewhere. No one die for commercial bank. You are the nonsense. To everyone, I pray this period, the peace of the Lord will abide with us and our families in Jesus' name. After the video I posted on Wednesday went viral, I got a lot of reactions from a lot of people, friends, family, enemies, some hailing me, some bashing me, while some were praising me for being bold enough to come out to say the truth. Well, people were asking, is it a full staff? I'm a contract staff. I'm not happy about it. I'm shy about it, but at this point, I'm no longer shy about it. People spoke about me not upgrading myself. Who told you? I'm a BSc holder and I have master's degree, but I've never used them, and I'll tell you why. Now, in 2014, when I had my BSc, my bank was recruiting. They were doing conversion. I applied, but I was not lucky. Why? ASU was on strike. Senate had not approved our results, so I couldn't get it. Our VC even wrote my school, my bank, and it was still not accepted. Well, I moved on. Ever since then, I've been trying to get a job. I've applied to barely all the banks, barely all the factories. I've applied to Dangote. I've applied to O&O, Nestle, Nigeria Breweries, Coca-Cola, all these companies, you can name them. I'm on Jobberman, I'm on Indeed, I'm on all these job sites, but I've never been called for an interview.
He's never been lucky. Now, I decided to share that clip with us for two reasons. Number one, some of those who, or some of the people, some of us who wants to batch the people in Nigeria, especially those of you who can easily call them lazy without specifying which kind of laziness. In Nigeria, like Poju said, they told us that, like, our parents felt like they figured it out. Okay? they invested by, like it's like 3 steps. They invested in your education to get as higher education as possible, because the higher education you get, the more you will be worthy, employable. So many parents invested in education with the expectation that at least that prepares you, and that means that you can easily change your own your fortune, your financial status, and their own status too. And that was what you said, the foundation of Nigeria. So you have many people, right, who have different kind of paper certificates. Not only, easily, right? Some of these comfortable people can say, but they can go and start a business. They can go and, you know what I mean? Then you ask yourself, in that your Nigeria today, what is it like to actually have access to liquid capital to start any business? How many banks can come out and say, oh, in 2024, we gave out 2 trillion naira loan to new startups? Not a single bank in Nigeria can really come out and say that. So it's so limited enough that when you look at those who actually spend their time going to school, like in other parts of the world, including Nigerians, they are not miserable. That's not their fault. That is the fault of those who are supposed to actually create a system that will make it viable, easier for your citizens to recreate wealth, prosperity. Yeah, that is what you don't have in that place. And Poju knows that. So education, they went to school. There are many certificates. I mean, if you want to see how educated many Nigerians are, go to the Okada Park. Start talking to some of these Okada riders. Chat them up. And I promise you, you'll get to see that maybe 4 out of 10 of them are BSc holders. Those who actually went to school to do something. And since the system finally happened to them, they became Okada riders or what have you. We have instances like that. So Poju was talking about unemployment in Nigeria. He said there is no unemployment in Nigeria. You see this elite, this is their world. When they meet themselves, this is what they tell themselves. Living in denial, pushing a false narrative with confidence, so that there are people that will take it as facts. Unemployment in Nigeria, because the whole reason why there is no unemployment in Nigeria is because people are making money that they are not declaring. And therefore, when you look at them, you will think they are unemployed. That people shouldn't look into data like that. Because according to him, he saw a member of his church that sold 3 wigs, woman wig, right? For 750,000 naira. So in that space, to him, his senses was like, there will be many, many more people who are like this. So, you get, people who are just selling like 700,000, 1 million wigs from their bags. And when you see the bag they are carrying, you will not think they have seen 1 million in their lives. That's his own belief. And with that is the yardstick. Not the reality you see out there, where people have turned to beggars. Right? Beggars. Sick. And then they can turn around and call them lazy. People are doing 3, 4, 5 jobs. They cannot afford their yearly rent. Yeah, that may sound unbelievable to you. Ask people. I mean, I saw that video of people who are doing their 30 days rant challenge. Young people who kind of felt like, what kind of a life is this? But Poju, those people are ungrateful. They should be speaking the truth. He said, understand your terrain. What does that even mean? Nigeria terrain is that you have to be criminally minded. If you are not, you will be the victim. That's the reality. The reality is that if you know, the people will tell you anyway, people will tell you and say, oh, more, you have to be smart, oh, in this country. Nobody they slack, oh, kind of. Like you have to actually be criminally, or else whatever you think you have, somebody else is interested in taking them away from you. You may be wondering how, why, but it happens. It is a dog-eat-dog situation. But they won't say the truth. So understanding your terrain means if you have a working system is a system where everyone is equal, at least to some extent, before the law. Those who are parading themselves as the ruiners of this contraption today, they belong in prison, not in those offices. And that is what some of these pastors should be telling them. I mean, you saw that part where Bakaro, as part of his State of the Nation broadcast, you know, talking about the damnation, the ruins, the hunger that Tifnumbu brought upon the people. People's lives have been destroyed. But you know, say, a typical Nigerian is a local government in Nigeria. You provide if you get money, you provide your own electricity. You provide your own housing. You provide your own healthcare. You provide your own security. Yeah. Then you provide your own education. You provide virtually everything. You get? So in that space too, Tifnubu's policies, APC, Egbekegbe's policies have rendered people poorer. That's what your mother should be saying, because there are real life victims, remember?
To enter free fall, fueling imported inflation and triggering the worst cost of living crisis in a generation. These measures have pushed tens of millions of already impoverished people deeper into misery. The stampede deaths in several cities at the end of 2024 were the most horrific climax to the economic hardships experienced by Nigerians. The heartbreaking reports of parents throwing their children over a fence in Ibadan to ensure access to charity food distribution, leading to the deaths of over 35 children, were tragically almost reminiscent of the biblical famine in Samaria, during which parents resorted to eating their own children for survival. While it is not in dispute that difficult economic reforms come with costs and are usually associated with periods of hardship, 4 essentials must be taken into consideration when driving reforms. Number 1, empathy, which means understanding and sharing in the plight of the people. Number 2, methodology, which indicates a systematic approach to deploying tools from the reform toolbox to cushion the biting effects of reforms. Number 3, transparency, which mandates governments to act openly and to carry the citizens along at every major decision point in the reform journey. And number 4, responsibility, which requires leaders to take the lead in bearing the difficult and painful impacts of reforms. I leave it to the consciousness of Nigerians and to the consciences of those in this administration entrusted with the fate of hundreds of millions of Nigerians to determine whether the President Tinubu-led government has sufficiently demonstrated these 4 essentials. However, while this address was not open to enter free fall, fueling.
Mr. Bakaron. Somebody said he should lead a protest. No, he is not. Or maybe he will be part of a protest because Patu Tommy, you know Patu Tommy? Now Patu Tommy of the Patitos gang, yeah, Patu Tommy is calling for a 7.2 million man march in Abuja. And his demands includes the electoral reform before any election date is actually sort of decided. So yeah, if Bakaron is not going to lead a protest, Utomi will. In his